Kyler Murray out multiple weeks. Horrible news. Looking like it's multiple weeks. Could be 2 or more. We got QJ trending in the wrong direction, which means Lad McConkey now becomes the protagonist. He's the guy you're rooting for. He's the guy you're cheering for. He's the guy you should have been trading for. The Fantasy Football Show Week 6 Start Bench Advice Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. And we're live every single Friday night at midnight Eastern, Saturday night at midnight Eastern. Pretty much every single night, midnight Eastern. And tonight we're going over start bench advice. We're doing all of that live. We also, I think we got a call on the phone line.
Call the associates.
Oh. Hello? Yeah, this is Smitty. McConkey, sir. How you doing, sir? Yes. Yeah, 3 touchdowns will do, sir. Thank you very much. 3 touchdowns. We'll take 2. We'll take 2. Honestly, we're not greedy.
Stock on the rise.
We're not greedy.
Mashed potatoes. Yeah, buddy.
So, here's the new. I worked on this for like 8 straight hours. This is the news side of the studio. Completely redid everything. It took 8 hours to tear down, paint, redo, rebuild, restructure, looking smooth. Can I get a 1 out of 10 rating on the new studio build over here? Appreciate you all. File on in. Guys, we got a lot of news to go over. Then we're going to hit these super chats and we'll answer in order in which they're received. I think these are the first 2. I don't know if anybody dropped anything right beforehand, but we'll go ahead and tackle these right here. I'll take a look. Did anybody drop any super chats before these 2? I'm not sure. You guys like that, huh? You guys like it? I smell meatloaf. Oh, look at the new underdog sign pops right there on that black door. I love it. All right, guys, appreciate you all. Let's hit these pieces of news, then over to the super chats. I literally spent it was about 8 to 10 hours or something crazy. I couldn't believe how long it took to take I got so much stuff on the walls. It takes forever to tear down stuff like that. All right, we got some news here. We got to go over all this stuff. Where is all this news here? Deebo Samuel, questionable, truly feels questionable against the Bears in week 6. McLaurin is out, so we'll have to monitor Deebo Samuel. Certainly not great for JD5 if he doesn't get his top wide receiver back in Deebo Samuel. Appreciate you all. This one right here, Colson Loveland, questionable for Monday night. You're going to have to make plans and assume that he's out if anybody's expecting him. There's a lot of buzz like, oh, Colson Loveland's going to be great moving forward. It looks like not yet. I liked Tyler Warren before the year started anyway. He's our top 3 dark horse tight end. Let's see here. Adam Schefter reports Zay Flowers shoulder expected to play week 6. Who knows what that means without Lamar Jackson anyway. We've got this piece of news here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Kyler Murray out, potentially, definitely out this week, but out multiple weeks maybe with this toe injury, this foot injury. It's kind of similar to a turf toe, they're suggesting. So Cardinals are down bad. MHJ, maybe MHJ gets the ball more. Who knows if the Briskinator can get him the football in a more consistent fashion. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But definitely not what you want to hear. I mean, Kyler's a tough quarterback to count on anyway, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Chargers, wide receiver Quentin Johnson, questionable with a hamstring trending in the wrong direction. Expected to miss Sunday's game against the Dolphins, and a good matchup it is. And Lad McConkey season is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a standing ovation for the lad, McConkey, the lad master. This guy right here, wide receiver one in chief, wide receiver one extraordinaire, wide receiver one bounce back season in full effect. A guy we said don't draft because you'll be able to buy him. You'll be able to get him for pennies on the dollar. Lad McConkey still has low-end wide receiver one upside from here moving forward. Those that invested in Lad, like we've said for weeks now, you might have a secret weapon, sleeping giant wide receiver one. Who in their right mind thought he wouldn't eventually return to the form he was showing last year? It was just a tall order for people to draft him in the 2-3 turn. It was ridiculous. We wanted no part of it. And now those that have him at that cost are trying to get rid of him left and right. He's even been cut in several leagues. Lad McConkey to the moon. Lad McConkey is going potentially to Mars. He's going to Mars.
To Saturn.
Saturn. You heard me. Lad McConkey doing it live. Lad McConkey doing it well. And that all starts this weekend. This right here, Jamar Chase is questionable for Sunday, but trending toward playing. You got to monitor this in the morning. We'll certainly have an update for you. But Jamar Chase trending toward playing with the illness. So hang tight on that one. This is an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. Chargers are in the market according to Rap Sheet. This is not some, Mickey Mouse Twitter account, from Pittsburgh Steelers Nation or something. This is Rap Sheet. This is Ian Rappaport saying the Chargers are in the market for a running back and other trade tidbits. This is interesting because, man, would this be a nutsack kick to Hampton 2025 redraft value. Now, they could go after a Kamara, but Kamara reportedly doesn't want to move. But does that matter? I mean, Kamara's not the one that makes the decision. Could Kamara say, I'm going to just retire on you? And then they say, well, we don't care because we just want you for the 1 year. Are you going to really sit out Mr. Alvin Kamara? So, there's some ability a player has to guide a trade or crap on a trade, right? Like Kamara could take a crap on this and make the trade market go away for him, the value for him go away by saying, I don't want to go anywhere, and if anybody trades for me, I'll retire. I'm not saying he's saying that. I'm just saying people say he doesn't have control. He does have control. It's just a matter if he wants to execute said control or make it known that he will execute upon said control, or that he's suffering from an injury right now, and if you trade him, he'll just sit out here and there, and then he'll retire. Who knows? But Kamara reportedly doesn't want to be traded. We'll see if that ends up not mattering. Kenneth Walker, could he be traded? Breece Hall. Breece Hall doesn't want to go anywhere, but that doesn't matter. And Breece Hall is more of a, I'll keep my head down. You trade me, I'll go do whatever is called upon me. And you know what? Honestly, if the team wants to trade me, then I don't feel loyal to them all of a sudden. I want to go play for my new team. So we can pretend like this is a scenario where Breece says he doesn't want to get traded, so he doesn't get traded. Or Kamara says he doesn't want to get traded, so he doesn't get traded. But this would be a nutsack kick to Hampton value 2025. And depending on who they brought in, if it was Hall, it would be devastating potentially. And sometimes contracts come with trades like this. This could definitely be one of those midseason trades where like a Breece Hall doesn't get the contract extension. He just gets the new home. But a lot of times teams that give up draft capital for a player that they believe in enough to trade draft capital for. So in the case of Breece Hall, you would have Breece Hall most likely having a very good shot at a contract extension because the team doesn't want to bring him over at the cost of draft capital and not have anything to show for it for 2025. If they believe in him enough to trade for him, they want to sign him long term. Now, keep in mind, this is the same team that had Najee Harris and had Hampton and felt comfortable with that. There's definitely a world where Harbaugh thinks differently than we do. I mean, we're seeing this happen in New England. Wouldn't be surprised if New England traded for, I saw a rumor yesterday, Derrick Henry. Wouldn't shock me at all if New England, who doesn't even see Henderson as their number 2 running back, it seems sometimes. I do think he steps it up. Murph says Lad stinks. Come on, Murph. That's don't make me send you on a lap, Murph. You know I love you. But Murph, that's a silly statement. Breece Hall, will he get traded? Will Walker end up in LAC? Will Kamara end up in LAC? Will Charbonnet end up in LAC. Charbonnet seems like the less likely player to move, but so did Bigsby in the ETN, Bigsby, and Tootin situation. It felt like Bigsby was going to stay. They'd move ETN, who was in a contract year, get rid of him before they lose him, but that didn't happen the way we thought. So maybe Charbonnet's on the move, but probably would be Walker, Hall. My guess is that one of these players, Walker, Hall, Kamara, Walker, Hall, Kamara, Brees. One of these guys will be in Chicago at some point. I think KC certainly in the cards, and of course, we're talking about now the Chargers looking into this situation. The Cardinals could look into it with Kyler now out multiple weeks. Are they really going to go after this season, try and chase the season? I don't know if they would. That'd be pretty dumb to do that. But KC, Chicago, the Chargers, these are all teams that I believe are the most likely teams to go after a running back. So Chargers, KC, Chicago, and I do believe Chicago will end up being the one that needs to lean upon a running back to relieve the pressure on Caleb if Caleb does in fact struggle in the next handful of weeks. People go, why do you think he's going to struggle? Why do you not like Caleb? I don't understand this Caleb stuff. I don't get why you don't like Caleb, Smitty. It doesn't make any sense, Smitty. Mooney out for week number 6. Kyle Pitts stock to the moon. Kyle Pitts specifically week 6 stock to the mother-freaking moon. Kyle Pitts season is going to continue, and it's here to stay. Dalton Kincaid is very questionable, looking more questionable than not, than likely to play for week number 6. You got to monitor the hell out of that situation. Shakir would get a bump. Coleman would get a bump, assuming those two gentlemen are able to play, and all is well there. But Josh Allen would also get a bump. Josh Allen, I think 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. 2 rushing touchdowns. Let's go. Let's see here. We got Alvin Kamara news. This is that news we're talking about. Alvin Kamara has been subject to trade calls, but his stance was made clear. He doesn't want to go anywhere. That's Alvin Kamara. He doesn't decide. He'd have to threaten, I'll hold in. I'll not sign a long-term deal with you. Not that he needs to. He's under contract, and the team that traded for him probably would not renegotiate his contract unless it was to save money. And that's essentially what teams do to restructure. But it's not. They're not worried about contract. They're worried about, would he hold out? Would he retire next year instead of playing another year? Maybe a team that acquires him doesn't even need him next year. Doesn't want his services next year. Hard to say. And this is the other report from Schefter on Kamara today. Listed as questionable, Alvin Kamara ankle is expected to play versus the Patriots. So he is playing. We thought maybe there was something, at least I did, of him not playing and practicing this week. The injury was maybe them prepping to trade him. But it doesn't appear to be the case. Start this week, Myers or Travis Hunter. I'm going Travis Hunter, but Myers is pretty good. Myers might be safer without Bowers, but I think I'm rolling with Travis Hunter. Genty leaning toward Hunter. I am too, so we're in good hands together, pal. Appreciate you. This one here, Shepard or the Flower Child. I'd probably go Shepard, I suppose. It's a very, very close call. Either way, you've got a pretty decent, I think, target option, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's go in order in which they're received. Infamous says Haskins, Vidal, Hunter, or Harvey. The answer is Hunter for me. And a lot of these very, very player, your fourth player, your double flex option, Hunter. I love Hunter. Hunter looks fantastic. They look like they want to use him too. Flex BTJ or Brees. I'm probably gonna go. It's a tough one. Chat, can we vote on this one? Brees Hall or BTJ? I kind of lean Brees Hall, but I do very much love BTJ right now. I think he's going to be a great player for those that are acquiring him still on the cheap, even though he's getting more expensive. Diggs, Sutton, Judkins, GCM start too. You probably have to go Diggs and Judkins right now, but you can make a trade. You're in a good position to make a trade. Flex one. White, Dowdle, Brees. I'm probably going Dowdle this week, my boy. It's a revenge game against the Dallas Cowboys. You don't think he's going to come with the thunder and bring the fire? Start 2, PPR, Judkins, Rashad White, Dowdle. I just answered that one. Is that a repeat? No. Start 2. That looked like the same question. Judkins and Dowdle for me. Judkins and Dowdle in that order. Judkins and Dowdle in that exact motherfucking order, my guy. Appreciate you. Let's put the schedule up, which will also help make some of these decisions because, schedule matters. Schedule matters. It doesn't determine everything, but it's definitely a factor. And I think that, you got to look at some game flow and potential game script situations. But I think at the end of the day, though, when you don't start your studs over schedule, you're making a mistake. So always start your studs. I got Trey McBride and Tyler Warren. I am super hesitant to start McBride with Brissett. Who should I start? You should make a trade. Why are you holding the number 2 and number 3 or number 2 and number 4 tight ends in the league? Like, what are we doing? You got to trade one of these guys. Trade away McBride. I probably would. I don't know. Maybe McBride plays better, though. Maybe he gets targeted. The safety blanket for Brissett. The Briskinator could, saturate the man with targets. I would probably say you got to make a trade or you're going to get this wrong every other week. But I probably roll with Tyler Warren personally. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I think this is one of those psychological traps, where it's like, now you got to go McBride. Like you almost have to because it's fantasy football and they're dead even and we go one direction. Let's out trick the system. Let's out trick the simulation. Go McBride. But trade one of them. Dropped a super too early. Can you check? Says Warren. Yeah, Warren, let me see if I can find it. I think you did drop it too early. I'll have to look. I'll put you right here, bro. Thank you for dropping it, though. But yeah, sometimes if you guys drop it like an hour early or even like 15 minutes early, I'll have to go look for it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Scotty Dew says Sharbs or Jalen Warren. Probably Sharbs. Trade away Theo for Isaiah Davis. I'd probably say sure on that one either way, but I would definitely start Charbonnet personally. Warren, I'll go looking for it in a minute. Just give me a second. Yo, Smitty, Rashad White or Dowdle. Diggs or Olave, Diggs. Thank you, pal. I finally did it. I traded CMC for Bucky and Rashee Rice. I like that. That's a good move. I like that. Smitty approved on that one. That's a real good trade. Hey, bench Derrick Henry and start K9 and Sharbs. The only thing that sucks about that trade, though, is like you're getting no points this week. Hopefully you're 4-1, 5-0. Bench Henry and start K9. I'm not benching Henry, bro. I'd probably start. I don't know. Sharbs is almost safer than Kenneth Walker, though. But I don't know. Probably start Walker and Henry. But I don't know. Pick up Luke McCaffrey and drop Vidal. I got Debo. If you need a wide receiver, sure, I could get behind either side of this. This is a very even situation. Start 1, Bill Worthy, Dobbins. I'm going to go Bill. Scat to the moon, bro. Scat to the motherfreaking moon. Scat attack, baby. Start Njoku or Pitts. Give me Pitts with the Mooney news that Mooney's out. Traded my Jamar Chase and Hendy for Rice and Hall. Look, right now I'd rather have Rice and Hall, but could the wind shift? Yeah, absolutely. If Hendy's the starter and balling out at some point, like we do expect him to be, I think that Hendy side could be better. Knicks or Fields? I'm probably going to go with Knicks right now. Flea Nice with a $20 hauler. My boy Flea Nice dropping the wad.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat.
Flea Nice, appreciate you, my boy. Let's go, Smitty, full PPR. Pitts or Fannin? I'm going to go Pitts with the Mooney news. Need one, Sharbs or Gainwell or Harvey. I'm probably going to go Sharbs for safety. Jesus will heal Chase tomorrow, so my crazy team wins again. Give me some streaming defense. You have to give me a list. There's so many teams, bro. How can I know who's available? We just be spinning our wheels. I would say Anybody playing? I don't know. Yeah, Flea Nice, can you give me a list of teams that we can rank? Because it's literally like, it's too vague of a question to even take stabs. I'd literally be giving you teams that aren't even available. So if you could drop a couple, appreciate it. Traded Buka and Harvey for Bucky, Pickens, and Bucky, Pickens, and Ladd. Trade doesn't go through till next week. Should I get Bucky right as he gets back? Nice job. Thoughts on the trade? So Buka for Harvey, Bucky, Pickens, and Ladd. I think it could be pretty good. The only thing that would make me regret this trade later is if Harvey does get on his horse, bro. Then it's like Buka and Harvey is probably better than Bucky, Pickens, and Ladd. But right now, Bucky, Pickens, and Ladd, or eventually it will be, if you're doing this next week, I think you will like that side better. So I do, Smitty, approve that trade. I think it was a good trade at the end of the day, and you get to relish in this week's production. So very much love it. And I don't even know that the Harvey side would win. It would just make it even at least. Traded JSN and Hampton for Henry and Rice. I'd rather have Henry and Rice. I'd take the gamble on Henry and Rice. I like that move. Start 3, Hunter, Harvey, Hendy, Sharps, Tootin. I go Hunter, Hendy, Sharps. Not that it's, could go 100 different ways, but worried that Jamar is sick. Start Ladd over. He's not. You're not worried that he is sick. He is sick. Worried that it sounds like you're worried that he could be sick. But I don't know that. I mean, I would probably say Ladd is maybe safer, but Big Husky, I don't know that I would be sitting Jamar Chase. Like, that is your wide receiver 1. Can't we talk about your flex play? Can't Ladd battle it out with your flex play? Why are we talking about your wide receiver 1? That's where my mind goes with that. Not that, Ladd can't outscore him, but we need to talk about a different player. Downs, Thornton, Franklin this week. I'm gonna go Thornton this week. Or Downs. Downs or Thornton. Vote in the chat for me, please. Everybody, please vote in the chat. Joe, appreciate you with the $10 hauler. Smitty, making a trade. I have guys. Anybody drop the chat at the beginning? I'll go to the beginning in a second. Try and locate this. I have to look them up. Hey, Smitty, making a trade. I have Rashee Rice and am going for Mahomes. Give Drake May and Rome Odunze or Sutton for Mahomes and J.K. Dobbins. Drake May's worth enough to not make this trade. The stacking doesn't do anything for you. I know you want to stack it very badly, but it gets you 0 points. It's not a thing in redraft. It's fun, but it's not an actual strategy. So Drake May and Rome is too much to give up. Now, Sutton and Drake May, I could get behind that. JK and Mahomes, I'd rather just, I don't know. I guess I'm okay with that. If you want to go that route, I'm fine with that. But Sutton's pretty good, bro. I love Mahomes, though. He's top 3 to me. I think Drake May's playing top 5, but I think he finishes like 7 to 10. But that's still very good. That's not enough to give up Rome Odunze, who's got his bye week out of the way. But I would be okay with Sutton, the JK Sutton swap. Not my favorite swap, but it's not a bad one. And the Mahomes value is so good. I think Mahomes is going to go crazy. So, let's see here. We got this one from Jason. 10 super flex PPR trade option. Bijan, T. Higgins for Buka, CMC, Laporta. You got to take Buka, CMC, Laporta, but then you flip CMC. That's unfortunate that you got to go in that. You got to go in that direction, but that's fine because you're getting Buka. And then flip CMC for 2 players. And you could wait a week. I mean, he could definitely have a good game. But you run the risk of running him out there every time, but it might be worth the risk. JD5 or Stafford this week. Debo would obviously depend on this, but we won't have that news until Monday. So this is going to be tough. I think Stafford might be, I don't know. It's still a good matchup, though, for Washington at home. I like it against Chicago. I'd probably say give me JD5 still, no matter what. Baker, Stafford, I'll probably go with Baker. And then also I traded away Laporta for Pickens in a league where we have 4 tight ends. I traded away Laporta for Pickens. I'm fine with that. I now have Lamb and Pickens. keep both. Yeah, I'm fine keeping both. Dak is balling, bro. I wouldn't worry about that at all. Trade by QJ for JCM, of course, bro. QJ's even out this week. You better hit accept on that before he pulls it, because he might not even know that QJ's out. I'm 1 of 4. I have Jettas on a bye and Kittle out and stuck with Hunter Henry. Do I drop Mike Evans? No. To pick up Worthy? Yes, pick up Worthy. But don't drop Mike Evans. I guess in a vacuum, if this is one of those leagues where you got Kamara on the waiver wire because you're in a five-man league or whatever, I would rather have Worthy than Mike Evans right now because, but can you put Mike Evans on IR or, what's that look like? Can you drop somebody else? I mean, I definitely don't want to cut Mike Evans, but I'd rather have Worthy. Adams, ETN, White, Pickens, pick 3. Adams, ETN, and probably, I'd say probably Pickens over White. But I do like Rachaad White. I'm not trying to say bench Rachaad White. It's just you're telling me to choose between those 4. Garrett Wilson tomorrow morning or take a chance on Debo. I'd rather have Garrett Wilson. Yeah, start Garrett Wilson. He's a stud, bro. He's a must start. You can have a conversation about Debo with the flex spot, but you put Garrett Wilson in. Start Kraft or Pitts. I'd start probably Kraft this week. I love Pitts. I do. I think he's good trade bait after this week too. You'll be able to get something pretty significant for him. But you're probably gonna have to roll with Tucker. I think in this one, Tucker's gonna be. You're gonna have a nice trade bait. This is at home. It's the Bengals. You gotta love the matchup, and Tucker Kraft's pretty damn good. It hurts. How do I trade these 2 for Henry? I have AJB and Hurts. How do you trade him for Henry or something else to target? I mean, look, you can get a lot more than Henry with Hurts and AJB. You could get Hurts in that lad type player. Hurts in the Hendy throw-in right now. So I would definitely go after JMO, Henry and JMO. I think, going after Garrett Wilson, going after an Achane using Hurts, that combo for one player would have to be Nico-like, and I could get that done, I think, an Achane, especially if you threw in something that made it feel like they weren't just losing the RB or something. But certainly Bucky injured, Rashee Rice missing this week still, Lamb, who's still out. Like, those are all moves you could trade AJB and Hurts for. Herb or Stafford, I'd probably go Herbert this. He's running for his life, though. I do think Ladd's going to ball, though. I think he's going to ball, straight up ball. But, damn, man, that's a tough call. I mean, Stafford's nice. He's got weapons galore. This is Miami Dolphins, though. I'm going to go Herbo. Herbo, Ladd, they ball out. It's going to be a great game. Let's go Fannin, and let's go Carter for safety, Hendy, high risk, high reward. Depends on what you're dealing with. Traded T and Ladd and Sharps and Fields for Nico, Genti, Franklin. Traded T, Higgins, Ladd, Sharps, and Fields for Nico, Genti, Franklin. I'd take Nico, Genti, Franklin, and run. I don't even understand that trade. Like, oh, you missing somebody? Did you forget to write somebody on the other side? Start 2. T, Higgins, Jalen Warren, Ridley, or A.M. Manor. T, Higgins, and Ridley, pretty easy at this point. Half PPR, 12-man, Moore, Wandell, JMO, Marks, Algier. Drop any of these for Travis Hunter. I would definitely drop, let's say, DJ Moore, Wandell. I would probably drop DJ Moore right now. Or Algier. If you don't need Algier, drop Algier. If you got Bijan, I guess I'd drop DJ Moore. But Travis Hunter shouldn't be on waivers. It's so wild people cut him after 5 weeks of ball. What's wrong with people? Pick one flex, full PPR, Debo, Samuel, Monty, or JCM. I'd probably go, is this Debo Samuel, or is this Debo and then somebody else here, Samuel? I don't know what we're doing there. Monty's probably pretty safe, but I would want to go Debo, but you're risking it a little bit. So I suppose Monty would be okay this week if you're worried about that situation. Adunze for Judkins or Debo plus Carter for ETN. I would go Adunze for Judkins, I think. Debo Carter, ESPN. Debo Carter for ETN. ESPN ETN. like that too, though. You almost could do, well, you can't do both because you need the wide receiver. Man, I guess I would probably say, you know what? Keep Odunze. Chat, would we rather have ETN for Debo and Carter and keep Odunze bye week free, or do we want Judkins and Debo? I think I want Judkins and Debo. So give me the Judkins. Yeah, give me Judkins. Odunze's good though, and bye week free is fantastic. If you need the bye week, if that helps you tremendously, then I guess that could sway you back. Odunze for yeah. Let that maybe guide you if you need that extra week. If you're doing good, you're four wins, something like that. Don't worry about it. Bourne or Jennings, go Bourne. Star Njoku or Mason Taylor. I go probably Mason Taylor, but it's close. Trust your gut. It's 50-50. Debo may be out, as we've said. Perp, thank you. Maybe Debo may be out. Play Adams, Waddle, Worthy, or Judkins. Bro, what are you doing? Make a trade, Chief. What are you doing, man? Sitting on all this. This surplus of talent. Go Judkins. But what are you doing? You're going to get that wrong every single week. Make a trade, young man. Make a trade. Coker is not playing. A.O. Manor or Pierce, Bond, best two pickups. Oh, okay. I don't know. No, Bond and maybe Coker. I don't know. Those are awful. Sebastian, appreciate you, though. Andrews is Hunt or Vidal. Probably Vidal, but I don't know if I love either one. Chris Bowman with a $20 super chat. Chris, appreciate you. Zach with a $20 super chat. Bunk bed style celebration right here for you both.
Alert. Super chat alert.
2 QB league. Yeah, if anybody needs a good sneaky tight end this week, Otten. With Godwin injured again. 2 QB league, Kyler out. Who do I start? Geno, Flacco, Gabriel. Probably Flacco. But that's a tough one, bro. That's a real tough one. I guess Flacco. I think he'll do okay. 2 and 3 full PPR. Bucky, Hampton, Henry, JCM like it. CD, Rice, love it. MHJ, Ridley. QBs are Mahomes. I like it, bro. It's a fantastic squad. Got offered Kyron and Ladd for Bucky, Ridley, May. Assuming it's one QB, and I don't see Superflex anywhere. I mean, you're obviously good at QB. So with Mahomes, so I think man, Kyron, Ladd for Bucky. I'd rather have Kyron and Ladd over Bucky. May's a lot to give up if it's 2 QB, no. But this is pretty good. I love Bucky, but Kyron's right there. Ladd, I think I'd probably take the Kyron Ladd side. Then again, man, Bucky's coming back. What's your wide receivers are so good. Maybe you can't use Ladd though. You know what? Bucky. You're 2 and 3 though. Bucky. Chat, what are we doing here? I mean, you can use Ladd. You got bye weeks too coming up. So let's not pretend Ladd doesn't get used. Are we going with the Bucky side or are we going with the Kyron Ladd side? Please vote for Chris. Let's give him your undivided attention. It's really, really close. Yeah. I guess give me Kyron. That's really tough. Give me the Kyron side. I really like that side of the fence. PPR, Fannin, or Pitts. I'm going to go Pitts this week with no Mooney. Flex 2, Hendy, MHJ, Hunter, Sharps, Carter. We're going to go probably Hunter and I guess MHJ still because he's a starter, bro. Flex 1, Harvey, Jawan, Ingram. Let's go with I guess Shepard would be the safest call. Rock out if you want to roll the dice. Go Harvey, I suppose, but that is rolling the dice. Start 2, Shepard, Vidal, Harvey, Franklin. Probably Vidal and Shepard are safe, and Shepard and Harvey high risk, high reward for you as well. 2 QB dynasty. Trade Fields and JMO for MHJ and JJ McCarthy. I would rather have, man, I guess MHJ side, but that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, if you don't use them, I guess I'd do that. Thank you for the super chat. TM42, thoughts on Briskinator pass this week? I don't know. Take the job? No. they're paying Kyler too much money, but could they sit Kyler a little longer and just figure out, maybe they trade him because of it later next year in the offseason. You know, Kyler's going to sit out and heal his foot, like something like that maybe. But start Fannin or risk Kincaid. I'm starting Fannin if I'm putting that spot. Or should I start Hunter with Debo being... I don't know if this is tied to another question or something, but Hunter, I would start Hunter over Debo right now. But let's see how that looks tomorrow. We might have more news in the morning. Sometimes that happens. Even though it's Monday, sometimes we'll get the news. Coker, Manor, Pierce, Bond. I think I already did that one. Thank you for the super chat. Bond and I guess Coker. It's a tough call. Need one. Tight end Mason. Fannin. Need one. Flex. Sharps. Algier. Let's go Sharps and let's go Mason. Fannin and Mason are close, though. I like both of them. I think I might have answered differently this week on that twice. I traded a 2nd and a 7th for Genty and a 9th. Did I pay too much? I traded a 2nd and a 7th for Genty and a 9th. I mean, TJ, I don't know what that even means. You talking about like vet picks next year? Like, who's trading a 2nd? What do you mean a 2nd? The 2nd in a keeper format for next year where now you don't have a 2nd rounder? I mean, without clarification, just hard to say. I would say, I'd say it could work out, but Genty right now would go in the 2nd round or later. So I think you're probably paying about what he would cost if that's the way that's working. I don't know what, you didn't really explain it. Running backs were Hendy and Pacheco. I have good depth with Ibuka Lamb. I like the team. I think it sounds okay. It just depends on the situation, which no one knows that situation you're talking about. You're talking as if we know what's going on. Need one tight end Mason. I did that one already. Need one Sharps. Okay. I don't know why I got some duplicates here. Murph. Anti-Lad Murph. Pick 2 running backs and 1 flex. Achan and Genty and Judkins. Final answer. I love Bill, though. Pick 1 wide receiver. Garrett Wilson, London versus Denver. Probably go... Garrett Wilson in London. I thought it was Garrett Wilson, London. I'm like, versus Denver. Or Dobbs. Come on, Garrett Wilson. What are you going to put? Look, Dobbs could outscore him. I'm not saying it's not possible, but why are you going to sit Garrett Wilson? London shouldn't make you sit Garrett Wilson. Before week 5, traded Scat, London, Waddle for Gibbs and some handcuffs. Definitely overpaid, but got Knicks, Gibbs, Hampton. Okay, so traded Scat, London, and Waddle for Gibbs. Look, you got to overpay for Gibbs. I'm fine with that at the end of the day. Thoughts on your team? Yeah, your team looks great. Hampton, Hendy, CD, Rice. You're just waiting for those 2 wide receivers to get going. And then I think you might have some trade bait with Hendy later. You're just kind of in hold pattern. Just wait it out. You got 1 more week. The boys will be back. They'll be ready to fire off. Pick 2. 1 times wide receiver 2. 1 times flex. Okay. Let's go Adams. And let's go probably JCM to be safe. Current lineup, Ibuka. Yes. But you could go Debo. It's just a risk, but I'd rather probably go JCM, I suppose. But you'll be able to make that call at the game time, so that I guess if Debo's a go, I'd probably go Debo over JCM. Start 1 tight end, Waller or Pitts. I'd probably go Pitts for safety, Waller for high risk, high reward. He's been kind of banged up a little bit, and his body's going through something as he hasn't played ball in a while. Start 1 flex, Hendy, Waller, Pitts, but they're going to give more and more work. I maybe hedge it here. Go Pitts in the first question, go Waller here, or vice versa. If Debo is out, would you rather flex Keon or Ertz? Probably Zach Ertz, I think, would be safer. This one here from Shane, or Chauvel. Chauvelli? What is this? Oh my screen's freezing. I couldn't even read the name. 10-man PPR 2 wires, 2 flexes. Knicks, Kyron, Jacobs, Jamar, JSN, Ibuka. Should I look to upgrade a QB and trying to trade Bowers but can't? Yeah, you can't trade Bowers. Hold on to him. Upgrade a QB. I mean, at what cost though? I really like your team. I think I let it ride unless I can use Sharps or Vidal to upgrade the quarterback situation. I don't want to trade any of this, but maybe Pickens. Maybe. You could always trade Pickens and Jacobs to upgrade the running back slightly, but Pickens to get into a top 3 or 4 quarterback, sure. But if not, then just keep Nix because he could play like that. He could play around that value. You know? Ryan, appreciate your super chat, young man. 10-team PPR, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex. Trade my Walker, Pickens, Sharps, J-Mo Mason for Amon-Ra, Kamara, and Kendre. Give me the Amon-Ra side. Yes. Yes. It is what it is. You're overpaying, sure, but Amon-Ra is worth it probably. And then 2 questions. What do you think of this trade, Sharps and J-Mo for Pickens? I think it's arguable. I do love Sharps and J-Mo and Pickens. I love all 3. And should I pick up Vidal? Yeah. I have Troy, Hendy, Harvey. I'm okay with either side. And I do like J-Mo a lot more than people do though right now. Does JSN and Kyren Williams go over 49.5 receiving and rushing yards? It's JSN and Kyren Williams. You mean combined together? Yes. Does JSN go over that? Yes. Does Kyren go over that? If you're asking me, because it's a little vague question, or it's worded weird. If Kyron's got 49.5 rushing, yes, he goes over that. If JSN's got to go over that receiving wise, yes. I guess that's what you're asking. I'm sorry to do this, but my super chat got skipped, says Wes. Probably not. Wes, in fact, I think I just answered it. So let's see. Let's see if Wes is wrong. Wes, you're going to take a lap if you're wrong, though. I'm just telling you. Wes, star 1 tight end Waller or Pitts, star 1 tight end Hendy, Waller, Pitts. I did ask that one. So Wes, you're going on a lap. It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Take a big lap.
All right. Rev, appreciate you. PPR Sutton or Diggs. I probably go Diggs this week. Am I wrong on that? Diggs looked great, man. I like Sutton, though. He's nice. But was Dalvin Cook a waste of a pickup? Dalvin Cook? Why would you pick up Dalvin Cook? I'm asking for a friend. So obviously I think so. I'm 3-2, full PPR. Josh Allen, Genty, Judkins, JSN, Buka. Benches Nico, Jordan Addison, Brees, Michael Carter, Harvey, Jawan Johnson. Trying to figure out a trade using running back wide receiver combo for a player. Probably look to maybe move. I love Genty and Judkins and Josh Allen and JSN and Buka and Jamar. This is fantastic. What are we doing? So let's benches Nico. Come on, man. Come on. I'd maybe try and get Gibbs or Bijan. Genty and Jamar for Gibbs or Bijan, and then get something back like a lad-ish player. But that's the only move to make. I mean, what are we doing here? This is child's play. This is like you're playing with a kindergarten school of what are we doing? Brees Hall. You could trade Nick. You could keep Jamar. Trade Brees and Nico for Gibbs. Give him Madison. Give him Carter. What is this? Yeah, I mean any one of those combinations. But bro, I would be trying to come out with a JT, a Gibbs, or a Bijan. And if you got to keep, you could keep Genty. Brees and Jamar could get you that potentially. Then again, it's like this is surplus city. I don't know if anybody's trading anybody because everybody's stacked. Who to start in the flex? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. But I'd even trade Genty though if I needed to. Who do I start in the flex? Coleman or Carter? Carter's safer. They're going to run the ball a lot too. Eric, appreciate your super chat, your $10 holler, my son. 2 questions. Who to start at flex? Tight end Kelsey or wide receiver Dobbs or running back Kareem Hunt or wide receiver Shaheed? Probably Shaheed is the safest, then Dobbs, I suppose. QB Love or Stafford. I'd probably go Love this week. I do like Jordan Love a lot against the Bengals. I think that's a really, really solid play. He's going to have a good day. But I do like Stafford too. I still think Stafford's gonna be good. 0-5. Should I start May, JCM, Rashad White, T-Mac, McBride, and then the benchmarks, Hampton, Lamb, Rice. You're waiting on Lamb and Rice. That's why this team looks so thin. But Neighbors, man, you had Neighbors too. Oh, Benson, do I have a chance? Yeah, but I think you wait till these guys come back. You might win. I mean, look, JCM and White, they're not bad right now. But problem is you don't have those wide receivers. So you probably wait till next week, let these players come back and get their full value. And then maybe we look for some 2-for-1s. Or we see what we can do. Maybe Rashad White plays another week. Hopefully not. For your sake, hopefully. But hopefully not for all of us. And then you have a full arsenal next week. And then we'll take it from there. But that's a week-to-week situation. We got to let those receivers come back. You don't have much trade bait anyway. You got to let them get their full value. Let them bounce back. Rice and Lamb scoring massive points before we consider 2-for-1s. Championship team, Mahomes, Bucky, Monty, Harvey, London, Igbuka, Lamb, Rice. Yeah, if you can start all those wide receivers. If you can't start Keenan Allen, you trade Keenan Allen and Warren or Keenan Allen and Monty for like one small upgrade. You know, Breece Hall comes to mind. Players like that come to mind. Sharbs, pick one, Hendy, Sharbs, Haskins. Probably Charbonnet if it's me. You could go Haskins. I wouldn't be bent out of shape if you went Haskins over Hendy, but I would take the chance in that situation. Start one wide receiver and two flexes. I'm going to go probably Jamo, Shakir, and honestly, I would go Hendy here. Need more upside, so leaning Jamo, Hendy, Dobbs. I don't mind Dobbs if you want to go Dobbs instead of Shakir. I'm fine with that. But keep in mind that Kincaid is injured, so Shakir might get more work. Pick one, Fannin, Mason. Let's go. I like Otten a lot, but I think I'll go Mason for safety. High upside, high risk would be Otten, though, if you want to take a little bit of a gamble. Jarvis, appreciate your super chat, young man, and then I'll go back to the other ones and catch up on those. Who should I pick up to replace Kyler Murray, Darnold, Daniel Jones, Penix Jr.? I'd say Penix Jr., then Daniel Jones in that order. Daniel Jones would be safer, probably. And then Waddle worthy for Rice. I'd take Rice in a heartbeat. Waddle worthy for JSN. I would take JSN. I'd probably rather have Rice and Waddle worthy for Igbuka. Probably I'd rather have Igbuka over all of them. So that would be my order of those. Would you do Judkins and Hampton for Rice and ETN? I'd rather have Rice and ETN with the Hampton injury. I just don't think it's worth going in that direction right now. Let's go to these super chats and see if I can find the ones that were dropped at the beginning of the show. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, be careful dropping them a little too early, because if you drop them way before the show begins, then they don't really show up. Shepard, Trey Buka. I think these are them. I think these are all of them. So Symbolize says, start this week. Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter. I'm going Travis Hunter. I think I answered that one already. The second one from Forecast, trade my QJ for JCM. I said yes. Choose one at Flex. Travis Hunter. This one's from Egoats. Travis Hunter, Cup, Harvey, Michael Carter, Haskins. Egoats, you still here? Appreciate you. Sorry you just dropped it so early. It didn't register. It just timed out, I guess. Which two tight ends would you keep rest of season? Mason Taylor, Juwan Johnson, Fannin, and Mason Taylor. And then I'd probably start Travis Hunter of this group right here. But Haskins is pretty safe, but I'd rather have Travis Hunter. Will you start Fields or Caleb? Says South HC, are you still here? Appreciate you. I would go Fields, I suppose. Guys, Fields or Caleb this week? I mean, the thing about Caleb is he plays from behind, and it just, I don't know. He could score. The fantasy points could be there, but I kind of feel like I would go Justin Fields. But I hate the matchup. I hate the London game. I don't know. It's so tough. Let the chat vote on this one. London, I could just see waking up in the morning because I won't be there for the beginning. I can see waking up and seeing that the score is like 10-3 at half. I think I still go Fields, but trade my QJ for his JCM. We're going to go. It looks like you asked that twice, and I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and go JCM again. 2 QBs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Let's see here with this one. Thank you, Warren. Warren, you still here? 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. I'm going to go Amon-Ra Diggs. I'm going to go Achane and Rashad White. Or no, Achane and Hall. And then your tight end's going to be Tyler Warren, obviously. And you got Dowdle? Damn, you got JCM? What are we doing here? Okay, so Amon-Ra Diggs, Achane, Hall, and then my flex is Dowdle. Revenge game. And then Debo maybe out. So I did answer that one from Perp. Thank you. Okay, so I got all the super chats from the beginning handled. Correct? Correct. Start 1. Thank you guys for waiting. I'm sorry. Please be mindful of dropping those, especially when I have the placeholder. You know, the video is up an hour ahead. You know, the chat's open. Start 1. BTJ or Bourne. I would go BTJ. Woody or Michael Carter. Michael Carter safer. And obviously Woody, you know, talk about rest of season. But I think Woody Marks the tide ends up changing and he gets back into relevancy. So I'd say overall Woody Marks eventually will be worth more. But right now it's going to be Michael Carter for right now. Drop Fannin for Hunter. I would take Hunter. Hunter shouldn't be on waivers. Need a swing. Pick 1. Mac, Tua, Penix, Darnold. Give me Penix. Bourne versus the Bucks or Thornton versus the Lions. I'm going to go Bourne. And I might have answered that differently to somebody else that had Bourne and Thornton. I think I'm going to lean Bourne. Murph, appreciate you. I don't appreciate your lad negativity, though. Just kidding. You don't have to like lad. I'm just joking. Keenan Allen or Jalen Warren for Judkins and Jalen Warren. Let me ask you a question, Scotty Doo. In what world do you think someone's going to... I imagine that you're trying to send this off and trying to steamroll your buddy. But in what world is someone giving up Jalen Warren? And Keenan Allen's good, but he's miles below Judkins. Jalen Warren doesn't move the needle. Other running backs to get from that? I don't... Monty... Dowdle, like there's not much there, and no one's really gonna take that Jalen Warren side. You're gonna have to go after Monty. Might work. Injured Hampton, you could try. Chase Brown, you could try. Chase Brown or Derrick Henry in the flex. I'd probably go. Chat, vote on this: Derrick Henry or Chase Brown in the flex spot. This week's tough because like I still want to believe in Henry, you know, a couple more times before we start really panicking. No one should have drafted him high anyway. Like we're talking about now from a cellar dweller perspective. I don't mind putting Henry in a flex spot. Like that's what Henry is right now. It's glorious. We could go trade for Henry for almost near high-end waiver wire fodder. And so it's easy to bet on him in that situation. But Chase Brown is in a good spot, I believe. It's a tough matchup, though. It's a tough defense. So I'm probably going to go, but he catches balls too, though. So he's kind of like, you know, going to get a bunch of dump offs, and he's protected into like 6 receptions for 50 yards or 6 receptions for 35 yards. So I would say Derrick Henry's your higher risk, higher reward play. Chase Brown's probably not going to be a world star against the Packers, but probably will have some good PPR points. Like I said, 6 for 40. He'll have 10 points in PPR work and not even like ball out. What's up, Smitty? Michael Carter or Pollard? I go Carter for safety. Still waiting on Bucky to come back. Attaboy. Appreciate you, Andre. Andre to the moon. And Port dropping the Wad Pitts or Pittman or Ladd. I'm going Laddie, but they're pretty close. But I'm going Ladd, baby. I'm going Ladd. And that caught us up on the Super Chats, believe it or not, which is pretty awesome. We're getting a little quicker on those. And it does help when some of you ask a little bit shorter questions too. Rank running back stashes, Ollie, Giddens, Algier, and Spears. Like rest of season, I'd probably say Ollie, Algier, Giddens, Spears, I guess. Spears could jump up for me, but he's just been hurt. And it still bothers me that he only has one ACL. That didn't change. So I don't know. Spears is okay. That team's a mess though. Michael Carter or Kendrick Bourne. Give me Kendrick Bourne, man. Don't trust the Cardinals. Kendrick Bourne has got his quarterback. They have a rapport together. Mack and Bourne from New England. Hold or move Hampton. Have JCM, Bucky, Woody. I mean, I'd move them versus wait 4 games. And now you got talk that they might be interested in trading for a mother freaking running back. And that's coming from Schefter. It's not just some fake Instagram page reporting that. So I don't know. Kind of a tough call, I would say. And then we got this one from the dog. The dog says, hold or move. Oh, no, it's the same one. This one from Nady. Nady, appreciate you. Nady season in the building. Nady, thank you, pal. Nady says running backs are Judkins, JCM, Carter, Pollard, London, Buka. Like the receivers. Traded Buka, Pollard, Fabrice, and Tet. No, thank you. No way, bro. Come on, Nady. Don't trade Buka. Why are you trying to break up with Buka before he breaks up with you? What's wrong with you, Nady? Bourne or Jacoby. Look, Jacoby's good this week with Bowers out, but I'd probably go Bourne. Ryan, appreciate the blank 99-cent hauler, the man. Sutton, Keenan, Allen, Pickens, Pittman, ETN. Bench 2? I'd probably bench, I guess, Pittman, and if I had to pick one, Keenan, Allen, and Pittman. Should I leave Chase Brown on the bench? I don't know. It depends on what you got, pal. I'm sure you posted it somewhere, but with Lamb, Hampton, Benson, Hurt, I'm pretty much just waiting on a couple weeks for football to start again. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Injuries are just brutal. That camera angle, Smitty. You mean the zoomed in one or just this one? I'm not sure what you mean, but appreciate you. 10 gifted memberships from Andre dropping wads. Andre to the mother freaking moon. Andre season's in full effect. Stock on the rise.
Stock on the rise.
Stock on the rise, Andre. Luigi. Luigi says, sup, Smitty, Zay, or Garrett tomorrow. What do you think, Luigi? Why will we sit Garrett Wilson? I'm just asking for a friend. Why are we sitting Garrett Wilson? Bourne, Myers, B. Thomas, or Hall need to. I'm starting Bourne and Brian Thomas Jr. personally. But I could understand where somebody could go like Jacoby Myers with Bowers out. It certainly could be. Trust your gut on that one. Is Carter and Benson for JCM enough? Probably not, but try. Please try. Do it for us. Do it for us, bro. All right. Let's Travis, you can call in if you want it, and then let's see here. I'll open the phone lines to a brief amount of people, and then I'll cut it off. And then we'll open it again. Let me see if the phone line's open. I just sent Rice for Gibbs. I have Rice, Lamech, Buka. I mean, good luck. Again, Scotty, you're trying to rake people over the coals. I admire it. But no one's giving you Gibbs like that, I don't think. That's a wild one. I'm just hesitant because, yeah, I don't know, Luigi. I'm not. Patrick Surtain is not always going to be on Garrett Wilson the whole game. I mean, trust your gut. I know people are going to be worried about Patrick Surtain, but I'm not sitting Garrett Wilson. Plus, Garrett Wilson practices against Sauce Gardner every single day. Start Nix or JD5. I'm going JD5. Birdman, appreciate you. Birdman says traded Garrett Wilson, Fields for Lamar, Kelsey 4-1. Garrett Wilson, Fields for Lamar and Kelsey. I'm fine with that. I mean, Lamar's a risk of missing another game, but 4-1, as long as you make the playoffs, what does it matter, right? At the end of the day, I like the move. I think he's going to be potentially a monster. 301, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, okay? Trippy says, rather have Mike Evans or Addison and Worthy. I'd rather have Addison and Worthy, but it's close. It's arguable. Travis, you're live. I may need to get my speaker hooked up. Hold on a second. I think maybe we don't have audio. Hang tight, please. Let's see here. Audio. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get my system audio cooking here. All right, go ahead, Travis. You're live.
I saw at the beginning, Flowers playing. Did you mention, I think it was Rappaport, said he's likely to play less than home allotment of snaps. Just trying.
Yeah.
Wait.
Didn't he say that about Aguka too, though? The other day?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, keep it in mind. It's certainly something to think about. Start Ladd
And then
with QJ potentially out. Yeah, QJ's not potentially out. QJ's pretty much out. Start Ladd, of course, is what we've been talking about all night. Or start Garrett Wilson. Thank you. So between Ladd and Garrett Wilson, I guess that one's because I think Ladd's a wide receiver one, just quietly one. I probably lean Ladd over Garrett Wilson, but that's because I love Ladd. But Garrett Wilson's a must start. I think I answered this question earlier, though. Like, can't you go to your flex spot and have this conversation? Like, why are we having it about Garrett Wilson? Isn't there another player on your roster that we could put on the bench? I don't really understand that. Trey Tucker or Bourne? I'd go Bourne. All right, go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
and so Seattle has Witherspoon, Woolen, and one of their safeties out.
Yeah.
Or BTJ, obviously. You go Hunter or should he?
Hunter. Hunter looks great, man. I there's probably nothing I'm gonna relish in more than Travis Hunter exploding with all these people that gave up on him and put him on their bench. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to the comments. Like, I cut Travis Hunter. I can't wait because 5 weeks in, people are judging. 4 weeks in. 4 weeks in, they were judging the guy. 4 weeks in. Can't wait. Yeah. Hunter BTJ bounce back game. And T-Law, look, T-Law had that legacy game, everyone calls it. And T-Law, I think, is gonna do it live this week. What else we got?
There's one of. Oh, if you had to, I drop me for a defense. In that league on the went over the other night. So I can either play for Mason Taylor tight end. I'm leaning Fannin anyway. Would you do that just so I can wait and see if Taylor maybe go off? I could just drop him for a defense. Probably the smartest way to go.
Fannin.
Otherwise, I'm dropping.
Say it.
Dropping pretty large.
Yeah. So the options are Fannin, Mason Taylor, what?
Taylor tight end. and then I have to drop Fannin, Mason Taylor, or Woody Mark for.
I guess I would start Fannin, or I start. I don't know, man. I really still believe in Fannin. He's going to get better. He's a rookie. And he's doing really well. Mason Taylor's beholden. He's doing well, but he's beholden to the offense. He's beholden to Fields. He's beholden to London. I'd probably say, and I feel like it's not the right answer. It's not the safe answer, I should say. Not the right. It's maybe not the right answer now. Like I think that's what I'm trying to say. Mason Taylor might outscore him this week, next week, but like by how much? I think I'd go with the upside of Fannin being a monster. Cut Mason Taylor in that situation. I hate to do it, but it is what it is.
So I guess my follow-up to that would be a game. If Mason Taylor explodes in that game, so I still drop him for a defense. Or drop Woody Mark. You know what I have 4 or 5 on running back.
I guess I would probably make that call when it happens. Like if Taylor looks so good you have to have him, then there you go. But if it's like a 60-yard game, 4 receptions, like whatever.
Fair enough. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, hold on 1 second, Travis. Other caller 301 or whatever your number is. What can I do for you? You're live. What's your name?
It's Ariel. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Okay, so I wish I found your show earlier because I made some mistakes. But nobody ever trades in my league. I was able to trade away JMO for Judkins last week, which I was really happy about.
Wow.
But I have a couple questions. Start Fields or Bo Nix this week? First one.
I would go Bo Nix because I hate the London matchup.
Okay.
But that's me. Vote on that one. But I think Bo Nix could either frustrate you to the point where you want to cut him, but then he could have that, 2 or 3 TDs in like a 2.5 quarter period. I think Nix eventually gets a little more fluid and consistent. But all right, go ahead. Next one.
Golden or Allen, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, but I do like Golden this week.
Okay.
Not to confuse with saying that, but yeah, I'm not trying to be confusing with it, but I like Golden a lot. If anybody's got Golden, I play him in certain situations, but I think Keenan Allen's deserving of this start. I think he's like a safer level no matter what. Even if Golden, I wouldn't lose a single wink of sleep if Golden outperforms Keenan Allen, because Keenan Allen's a smarter pick every week. And then you've got QJ out, so both wide receivers get an uptick. Keenan Allen for me. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I didn't hear if QJ was out. I heard you just say it like 10 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, perfect.
Probably out. He's trending toward out. So.
Travis Hunter just appeared on waivers. I've been holding on to Jalen Coker and Taysom Hill, and I'm wondering if I should drop one of those for Travis.
Yes. Yeah, Travis Hunter shouldn't be on waivers. I'd probably drop Coker. I like Coker. Taysom Hill could be a cheat code. Maybe not, but I'd rather... Because Coker's not playing this week, you have no risk of someone going, like, I gotta have him. You could probably still get him back. Whereas Taysom Hill's playing... If Taysom Hill plays well, then you would be at risk of not being able to get him. So I definitely feel like I lean toward cutting the player that's not going to play, because they're not really going to change their value much.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Travis, let me get these couple of super chats out of the way here real quickly. JCM Music, appreciate you. Full PPR, risk Kincaid or start Fannin. I'd probably start Fannin. Njoku also dropped Dobbs for Travis Hunter, of course. I don't understand this Travis Hunter stuff. People are acting like he's trash. It's weird. Smitty, can you elaborate on BTJ over Bourne? Yeah, one was number 4 last year. The other was not. And then on top of that, I mean, he's an out of this world talent. Bourne is, he's born the way he's born. He's good. He's got good. Rapport.
Both its corners and
Yeah, the defensive matchup, the corners, the injuries, everything's just shaping up to be amazing for BTJ. But anything can happen and born out a good game. I get it. You're chasing the points though. So I have Tet in my flex. My starters are Hurts, Bijan, Judkins, Waller, Buka, and Tet. Start Lad over Tet. I probably would. Tet might be safer, but you're looking at touchdown opportunities, which is the kicker for Lad. What's up, bro? 3 and 2, 0.5 PPR. Need a flex. Harvey, Keon Coleman, or Thornton. Probably Thornton's your safest play. Harvey's your high risk, high reward. You got to pick your poison. There's no good answer there. Traded my Achane and Pickens for Bijan. I definitely would take Bijan. And the bye week out of the way, you get out of here. It's amazing. Start Harvey or Flournoy. I'd probably say, I guess I'd go Flournoy for safety, Harvey for high risk, high reward. Again, pick your poison. There's no real good answer for that. We could have the chat vote. Harvey or Flournoy vote. And then back to Travis. Go ahead.
so okay. I know where you're going on. Fire, over.
Maybe it's hard to say. It's hard to say what order these things are going to go down in. I think it's possible that if HM were to move, it would be after his head coach is gone. I think it's the most logical, but like anything, man, anything can happen in any weird order. HM could get moved, and then they fire Mike McDaniel the next game or before. I don't know. I think McDaniel. I wouldn't be shocked if McDaniel stepped down. I'm not saying that's the way it's going to go, but this guy looks completely out of sorts, and I don't want to like make any rumors or say anything, but he does not look coherent up there. He looks completely out of sorts, and he can't even gather a sentence. He looks awful. You know, I know he's had some struggles in the past, and I just don't know where he's at right now. He looks. I would not be shocked if the team said you need to go take care of some things, or if he stepped down, or if, I don't even know if he's in a position where you fire him. This guy needs. He can't even put a sentence together. You don't understand a single thing he's saying. I feel bad for him, poor guy. But I just don't know how you let him continue to be the head coach. That's for sure. Hold on, let me get these two out of the way here, Travis. 1 second. Jalen Warren, or Kelsey. I'd still go Marv. And talking about Brissett might even be better for him. I mean, he could just deliver it to Marv all day long. He's gonna trust him. I'd trust Marv. If I got thrown into that lineup tomorrow morning, I'd trust Marv. Kyler can't see him. That's the problem. Brisket's gonna see this big tree. Looks like a big tree out there. A big oak tree. Just sitting right there waiting for the football. I don't know. I guess Lutz and then Chargers, Bills, Titans D. Chargers, Bills, Titans D.
Bills against Falcons.
Yeah. Chargers are at Miami. I go Chargers, I think. Chargers at Miami. Not that I don't like the Titans against the Raiders, but I don't like the Titans. So give me the Chargers. Miami just getting steamrolled, probably. Who knows? It's football. It's the NFL. Anybody can win. Look at the Giants taking down the Eagles. What an amazing game. But Chargers feel like they're well put together, minus their offensive line woes. And what's a good remedy for that? Playing the Miami Dolphins. So I think we'll see the Chargers. And what's Alt looking at like right now, Travis? Joe Alt? Adunze for BTJ K9. I'd take Adunze. He's bye week free. Adunze. I know you're trying to go after a running back, but why not just trade for a Judkins using a Dunze? You know, why are we going in that direction? My phone line might be acting up, guys. Looks like I got a missed call from Ron Navy. Travis, you there? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't. Ron, if you tried calling, it was rejecting the call automatically. I don't know. Give me a Dunze, but if you're looking for a running back, this isn't the right way to go about it. You need to use a Dunze to go get a Judkins. You don't go get K9. I think that's the wrong approach because K9, he's not even safe. You know, you use a safe wide receiver like a Dunze with a bye week out of the way. $20 hauler from Michael.
Super chat alert.
Michael, thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Michael says, appreciate your constant advice, Smitty. Learned a lot from your show. My team is heavy influenced by your advice. Started in Stafford, White, Javante, Buka, Sutton, McBride, Bill. Let's go. Appreciate you, Michael, for the kind words and the selfless $20 super chat. You straight up monster. You're Smitty approved, young man. You're Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
And then Alan with the super chat, BTJ London or Bucky and Golden. BTJ London, Bucky and Golden. BTJ London. London with the bye week out of the way. Bucky, you still don't fully know what's going on with Bucky. Could be another week. And then you got BTJ, that upside. I mean, you could literally trade. You could trade London for like Judkins and then end up having Judkins and BTJ versus just Bucky. Like, you could do a lot with that. I'd take that other side. Ron Navy, you're live.
Hey, just real on Joe Alt.
Oh.
On Joe Alt, as of a week ago at the game, still in a walking boot. And I think one thing to consider is like UJ is hurt now. If they suffer like another huge injury, it'd be like a hole that they got up, so they may not rush him back.
Yeah, there was talk about him maybe coming back this game though. I didn't know if that news had festered more. But in Dynasty, should I trade B-Rob Jr. for Luther Burden or Wandell in Dynasty? I guess Luther Burden. They don't CMC, better value. I'd probably go Luther Burden in Dynasty, but you know, none of them have a lot of value right now. B-Rob Jr. could if CMC goes down. But yeah, if we're talking about Dynasty, go ahead. Go ahead, Ron Navy, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. What's up, Travis?
Yo.
Hey, you think that Debo's going to be out tomorrow then?
Debo. I think he'll pull back his bow.
Because I'm in a little bit of a situation where I got Debo and then I got Johnston too. But I only got one receiver right now that I can put in either one of the plays. But if they both don't play, then I need to know out of available wide receivers, Colbert, Shepard, Franklin, Tez Johnson,
probably
Wick Bateman, or Bute.
Shepard probably.
Can you put Debo in your flex?
Debo. Can you pick up Ertz if you need to last second? Can you put Debo in your flex like Travis is saying, and then maybe like look at Ertz, maybe look at see if he's there. But Shepard's nice. Shepard's nice.
I could put Debo in my flex because I got Johnston in my flex right now. So I could put Debo in my flex and then pick up who?
Oh, I just said make sure like Ertz isn't available, and then you could throw him in your flex. But
oh no,
if you're waiting till Monday.
LCM.
Till Monday.
LMC. Luke McCaffrey. Ron, Debo plays Monday. Yeah, he plays Monday. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Ertz. Look at Luke McCaffrey. Look at Rodriguez, even maybe if he's playing. I don't know. But
anyone for the Bears?
I think Debo probably
Monday night game.
plays. I think Debo
Will play.
It's the same thing as last week. It's his heel.
Right.
You're not gonna play on a heel. That's weak.
I heard it wasn't. I mean,
My
yesterday when I was looking, I heard it wasn't that big of a deal. He was going to probably play, but after listening to you, I'm like doubting.
Do you want me to tell you? Well, I didn't say anything like Debo's not gonna play. But you want me to tell you what I think's going on? When do we usually hear Debo's good on these situations? So like Thursday, we're wondering. Friday, we sometimes hear, but then Saturday's when the deal it really goes down, right? We're like Saturday's off the injury report. What do we have that's different this week? He's playing Monday, so we're a day behind or a day ahead now with this. So to find out he's probably good tomorrow, they're playing the extra day out. I think he's playing Monday night, so I think Debo will be fine. But you're risking your own situation. I do think that Shepard's not bad. So if you were to go Shepard, but I think you might know a little more tomorrow than you know now.
Okay, so you're thinking Shepard, but you also mentioned Rodriguez. You think Rodriguez is going to get enough play?
I don't know.
Maybe as a play.
It's not a play you choose over Shepard, but if you roll with Debo and the worst case scenario happens, then you just go with Rodriguez. You know.
Right. Right, because Shepard plays tomorrow, so if I wanted to wait till Monday, then I'd have to go with somebody like Rodriguez or somebody.
All right.
Playing Monday.
All right.
There's 2 Monday night games, so it gives you more options. Madison, Buffalo,
hold on one second, boys. Let me answer these super chats real quickly. We got one from Big Homie, $20 hauler from Big Homie, doing it live. Appreciate you, Big
Alert.
Homies.
Super chat alert.
Big Homie to the moon. Thank you, Captain. I got your message right here. 0-5. I can make history with this team. You might pick my lineup: May, JCM, White, T-Mac, Jennings, or grab Golden off waivers. I'd rather have Golden over an injured Jennings. So yeah, McBride, Swift, bench, Fields, Lamb, Marks, Harvey, Stevenson, Rice, Neighbors, Hampton. Damn, man, you got hit hard. I would say the only dilemma you have here is do you go Jennings or Golden or Stevenson? And honestly, I'm trusting Golden this week. It's a good matchup. I think he finally connects. There's been a lot of near misses with him. So I think that they connect on this one, and I'd rather just bank on Golden. So yeah, you could make it. Just wait it out. Your team's going to be phenomenal. Hampton will be coming back. You could always look to try and trade Hampton now for that player that's playing now, or get like a Hendy and a Ladd for Hampton right now. Like those are the kind of things that I think people can do to try and get out of these situations. Scotty, dude, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you. Looks like Niners Jennings may play. Who he's playing injured though. Who'd you rather start, Bourne or Jennings? Bourne and Mack have a rapport. It dates back to New England, and it looked great last week, didn't it? If you have to play one, there you go. Kittle and Pearsall still out. Thanks, Smitty. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. Garrett Wilson or Pittman? I'm going Garrett Wilson. He's a stud. You don't sit your studs. Trade Ferguson for Judkins and Kelsey. I would what? Trade Ferguson for Judkins and Kelsey. Gonzo, what kind of league you playing in? How do you get Judkins for Ferguson? What are we doing back there? Two wide receivers and 2 running backs, 1 flex. London, Garrett Wilson, Ladd. Okay, Ladd could be your flex. Let's see. Henry and Judkins and JCM. So who do you play? So it's between Ladd and JCM. I would lean Ladd, I believe. You could go JCM over Henry if you really want to get JCM in there. So let's really make it about that. Let's go Henry versus Ladd. Let's put JCM in the lineup. Guys, are we starting Henry or Ladd McConkey in the flex spot? Let's lock Judkins and JCM in. And do I sit Garrett Wilson against Surtain? I don't think so, bro. I mean, who are you going to put in? You've got London, Garrett Wilson. Oh, Ladd. Okay. I mean, you could, let's go with that. Let's go with that question. Let's put Ladd in the wide receiver 2 spot, London in the 1, Henry and, JCM and Judkins in the running back 1 and the running back 2. And now the question is Garrett Wilson versus Henry. So Ladd already got the start. So Garrett Wilson or Henry, please vote in the chat for captain. Garrett Wilson or Derrick Henry. Let's let the chat decide captain and then roll with your gut, but the chat's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. Garrett Wilson or Henry, everybody vote. Appreciate you, bro. Helped me last week. Need help at running back 2, Henry or K9 or Jalen Warren or Mason. This is one where you roll with Henry, man. K9 sharing work. I like them, but they don't feed him enough. Jalen Warren sharing work. Mason on a bye. Kelsey, yeah, I definitely would go Henry here. And then Superflex, Goff, Darnold, rest of running back stinks. Goff, Darnold, I would say probably, I mean, Darnold played really good last week, but I don't think I'm sitting Goff. He's too capable. And it's that Sunday night game, right? So that's going to be a nice game. I'm going to go Goff. And then here, trade Harvey, Hendy, and a 26 through 28 for 2026 through 28 first. So you're giving up 3 first rounders. So 3 first rounders, Hendy and Harvey for Bijan. Woo! Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot, man. Chat, vote on that one. 3 first rounders and both running backs. I don't know. Depends on your team, I guess, but that's crazy. Start Hunter or send Fields and Goddard for Marks or Myers. I think you're giving up too much. Don't give up 3. I'd give up maybe 2 first rounders in that, maybe. But my team would have to be pretty solid. Start Hunter or send Fields and Goddard for Marks or Myers. Well, I mean, even if you do that, what's that have to do with the start Hunter? Start Hunter or send Fields and Goddard for Marks. You can't start Marks. So, like, what? I don't understand the question. You should start Hunter. But I would probably make this trade for... No. I'd probably sell Goddard higher. I think you probably can. Goddard's got good value. I like Marks a lot, but he might get cut. You can just pick him up. Start Tet, Sutton, or Pittman. I'd probably say give me Sutton. But very close, very arguable. All right, let me go back to Ron Navy. Ron Navy, any fine... Actually, let me go to Scotty Dew real quick. Scotty Dew, then Ron Navy. Scotty Dew, go.
Well, Smitty, I got a double collect league. Do I throw in Hendy or go with Gold? Man, I have Hendy in there right now, but it's such a tough decision.
I'd probably say Golden is safer. Hendy is high risk, high reward, man. You just got to you go with your gut. There's no way to really, we don't know when Hendy's going to get unlocked. If you start Hendy this week and he blows up, you'll feel like a genius. If you sat him, you kick yourself, never forgive yourself. You want no part of Hendy. You'd be like, oh, waited this whole time, then bench him and he goes nuts. But if you bench him and he doesn't do anything, well, guess what? Now you hate him. Golden's pretty safe. I think he's going to do well this week. But a lot of people...
You think Love will start throwing him the ball more? I know
Love is throwing him the...
But it makes me nervous.
Love is throwing him the ball. They're just not connecting. This is kind of like Calvin Ridley back in Jacksonville, where there's a lot of go routes. There's a lot of stuff where it's like they're not connecting and then he gets 0 points. It's like he almost has a touchdown every week. That's the way Ridley played in Jacksonville. So I think it's going to be good this week. I think Golden's safe. But Hendy is high risk, high reward. If you want that high reward, but you're willing to get 2 points, then Hendy's your guy. If you want it safe, still got upside, but safe play, I think Golden's a little safer. There's no real answer here. Sometimes there's no clear answer, man. You're talking about the wind blowing one direction in the morning, we might think differently. All right, last question.
Yeah, what do you think of the trade I made? I have Tyler Warren as my starting tight end. I picked up Theo Johnson on a waiver. And in that same league, I traded away Theo Johnson to someone that was interested. He was willing to give me Isaiah Davis. I don't know if he believes the rumors of Brees Hall maybe getting traded, but I think it's worth the stash. So that was a pretty good pickup, I think. We took a trade and the stash of Isaiah Davis.
I don't know. Isaiah Davis, it's all right. I don't think, but I'll say this: Theo Johnson, that's okay. You did equally. They're equally mediocre. I'm not a big Isaiah Davis like, oh, something happens, oh, he's going to the moon. I think if they trade Brees Hall, they're in trouble. But
I mean, I know that it's just another starting running back.
Maybe I don't know if he's starting running back. Could he get some work? Maybe. Might he start? Maybe. But he's not a starting running back. I mean, you can't even guarantee that. But it's maybe better than Theo Johnson, sure. I don't mind it. I don't think it was a bad or good trade. I think it made you both equally worse.
All right, Smitty. Thank you very much.
Scotty, I appreciate you. How's Hawaii? What's the weather like? What time is it over there right now? It's like 6 o'clock?
Right now, no, it's 7:40 p.m.
Jeez, man, 7:40. Nothing more frustrating when someone calls from Hawaii. It's like it's late. You know, only thing open is Taco Bell, and then he's calling, and you hear the waves. And
the weather is sunny.
All right, Scotty, get out of here. Later.
All right, man. Later.
Hawaii. Dak or Baker this weekend? I'm gonna go Dak. I think I like Baker a lot though, but Dak, he's balling. He's at Carolina. It should be a good game. Dynasty, Hall, Wilson for H-Hand Kittle. I'm 4-1. Hall and Wilson for H-Hand Kittle. I probably say give me, man, if you need a tight end bad and you're 4-1, the Kittle set, that could be pretty good. I think I could argue all sides of that. There's definitely good components to that entire trade package. And then right here, last super chat. Thank you for that one. Dak again. Dak versus Arizona. Baker versus, yeah. And then this one from Gabe, and then over to Ron. Flex worthy ladder BTJ. Man, you're. I would say trade one, but then like the bye weeks, you should be in good shape with the buys coming up. But I would say like I'm leaning toward Lad, but BTJ, as Travis and I have talked about pretty much the whole show, is like BTJ and Hunter are great plays this week. You got down the backs and the defense is banged up, and you got T-Law coming off they call a legacy game, which, you know, I'm not going to bring back the Law Dog milk just yet, but we got it queued up if we need to. But I kind of feel like I go with Lad, but it's close. All right, Ron, you're live. Hello? Ron, you're muted. Well, Ron,
you have another super chat below Gabe, CT6.
$5. Play $5. Get 100 on Underdog. Link in the description. Ron, I mean, I went through.
See that?
I mean, I went through. Which one? What's his name?
CT6. CT6.
I just did that one.
Oh, I thought Gabe was the last one you did.
Well, sometimes I put them both on screen and I answer them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. I just didn't want you to miss it.
Oh yeah, thank you. What?
I just didn't want you to miss it.
Yeah, no, that's good looking out.
Me personally, I know we all don't like the way Hendy's being used, but myself, if it was me, I'd start Hendy over Golden because Love, he does. You never know who's going to go off on Green Bay. It could be Wicks, it could be Dobbs, it could be anybody, and it's always somebody different. It's like, Kraft. One week he goes off, and the next week he gets you nothing because it's love. So I know I'm getting at least probably 8 points out of Hendy every week.
You're
8 points. I know I'm getting that.
You already convinced me, Ron. You had me at start Hendy. I'll take it. You take it.
Mashed potatoes.
I'm not that difficult to twist my arm into starting Hendy.
No, I mean, I
want him to do better. Well,
right now.
And Hendy has the ability. Hendy has the ability anytime, and it's all about him to break anything. Like now,
it's like a mediocre pep talk. Like no offense, Ron. Like there's not much substance to this, but you're still hyping. You're still hyping me up.
The other thing is, Smitty, you were dead right again.
I smell meatloaf.
When we were all in Washington, the Commanders, pay McLaurin, pay him, and you were all about his age. And then, of course, just like with all the other people that don't get enough practice and get the training camp in time and all that, he's not earning his money. He's not even close to earning his contract.
Holdouts lead to 90% of the time injury. The only one that I was wrong on was James Cook. James Cook's holdout did not lead to injury. It led to glory. But 90% of the time, you hold out, you're done. You're cooked. You hold out, you're cooked.
It happened to Debo. It happened to Ayuk. It happened to all these players that hold out. Most of them, you're right.
But
I mean, you were right when we were talking about that.
I wasn't right on James.
Like pay McLaurin, pay him.
Yeah, I know where that.
He's older.
I wear the Cook one on my sleeve.
And we were all touting the fact that he's hardly ever missed any games at all up to that point, and then boom, here we go.
Yeah, and Debo looks good.
Not doing anybody.
Debo looks good. Now the Washington Commanders, the real conversation we need to have is in order to get. By the way, Scott, I did talk to Scott Hansen. And he said that if Ibuka continues, that he'll I don't know, I don't think he'll shout us out on the red zone, but he's like I'll repost it or whatever. But in order for Scott to emergency live stream with us, Scott Hansen from the NFL Red Zone said he'd come back onto the show during Super Bowl week when he's busy as hell. He'll come on Super Bowl week to do a live stream, pre-Super Bowl show. If the Commanders are in the Super Bowl, and if JCM is the starting running back. So we need both of these things to happen. And then during Super Bowl week, Scott Hansen races back onto the show to talk about it. So how are we feeling about this? I know that the Commanders are not exactly in top shape right now, but they're not. They've been fighting and playing at less capacity. JD5 being injured, McLaurin's not there. He's getting closer. When McLaurin's back, and maybe he's never back to the exact same player, but he never was going to be because of Debo. How likely are the Commanders to turn this thing around? And JCM's going to probably, if he stays healthy, be in that spot. So we're just waiting on Commanders. How likely is it, in both of your opinions, for the Commanders to come out as the NFC champion?
I think it could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise. If McLaurin can get healthy, because older guys, they hit a wall sometimes. So while he's coming back from injury, his legs will be fresh. He won't have a ton of mileage on him. So that's one way to look at it. And then with JCM, I think the job is JCM already.
But can we?
Situation.
Can we talk about that? Okay, so we got the JCM part on lock. Can we talk about that the NFC doesn't have any sort of like front runner? I mean, Detroit, there's questions there. LA, can they stay healthy? Falcons are, vulnerable. Bucks, they're injured, they're vulnerable. They're
Bucks
definitely
pretty good.
They're good, but are they a lock? No. I mean, they're no more of a lock than Washington. The Eagles are shaky as hell right now. Dallas has got a horrible defense, so like they're they're definitely capable of being a playoff, contending team, but then they go into the playoffs when it counts and then they get scored on too much. Niners, they're not going to be healthy. Green Bay, they're a threat for sure. Not an NFC champion, but like playoffs, sure. But they don't have the ability.
Their defense is really
good. But you got to go through multiple tough. The games get tougher each round. There's no way the Seahawks can make it the distance. We're talking about like the Commanders are still top 4 team. Looking at it, I mean, they're definitely.
He had a good week, and if he steps up and they get elevated play, we haven't seen anything from Smitty this year. When we thought this year we'd see something from him, but we really haven't seen anything. And I would like to see him use 2 tight end sets once in a while. With you got Smitty and Ertz in there, and utilize Smitty, but I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, I mean, look at what they've done so far. They've been very competitive with JD5 out. And then they got McLaurin out, and then Debo's having some issues, but they're still competitive. So,
Cynical says Eagles are riddled with injuries. Everyone's riddled with injuries. This is an excuse, Cynical. And your avatar speaks volumes here with your Eagle avatar. But the Commanders have had JD5 and McLaurin out. The Cowboys have had Lamb out. They're still balling. You've got Falcons have been, missing guys. The Bucks have been littered with injuries, and they're still looking great. Like, you're making excuses here. Your team is shaky. It's shaky as hell. Your quarterback is an average passing quarterback at best. But what my point is,
the Giants as a dark horse, the way they're playing now.
What's their record though? Like they're not.
I don't think they're ready.
Yeah, I know that what their record is, but they could come back. I mean, after that, they're pumped up, dude. I mean, they're pumped.
Super Bowl
because Dart started. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Ron, we're talking about again, like any team sneaking into the playoffs, but they're not going to be winning. They're not going to be marching through the playoffs. But it's,
you wouldn't think we didn't think that about Washington last year either.
They don't have the weapons.
Super Bowl.
They just don't have the weapons. They can't.
So.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Washington, Philly, if you want to throw Seattle in, fine. Green Bay, Tampa Bay, maybe the Falcons, maybe the Lions, the Bears. Just kidding. All those teams right there are dead even. I'm sorry, but if you're in here going, yeah, the Washington Commanders are like you're out of your mind, bro. There's no way you can. And the same goes for someone saying the Washington Commanders have to go to the Super Bowl. No, every team I just named, the Bucks, the Packers, the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Eagles, even the Eagles still, but they're shaky as hell. But even the Eagles still, the Lions and maybe the Rams, this is like dead even territory. If anybody thinks that one of these teams has got a leg up on the list of teams I just spouted off, you've got total fandom going on. You're a total team fanboy. It's all you are. Because there's no way someone can make a legitimate argument that one of these teams is better than the other. They're all dead even. Dead even. They're all dealing with injuries. We don't even know what the Commanders are right now. They don't have their team. They haven't had their quarterback, for part of the season. They haven't had their 2 wide receivers out there. They haven't been playing their starting running back all year. You got, again, the Eagles defense, they're injured badly. But your quarterback's going to get worse, more injured every game. Your Cowboys are without Lamb right now. Like, all of these teams are struggling in a crazy heavy-duty fashion. Bucks are littered with injuries, and they're still balling. Like, this is even Steven territory. Even Steven territory. Bottom line. So, back to my question. Ron, spit out, and you can give me an honest answer. You won't make me mad. Spit out a percentage. What are the odds that we'll just say JCM is the starter because he's in there in that position now and he needs to stay healthy. What are the odds that the Washington Commanders make the Super Bowl? Not win, make the Super Bowl. Give me a percent.
I'll say 55%.
Travis?
Make it. You can consider all of it. I don't know, 40%.
Okay, those are good odds.
I think it's between 4 or 5 teams. Like maybe bronze. Anyone can sneak in. You never know. To me, the only serious contenders: Eagles, Commanders, Lions, Packers. Besides that, I'd have to see a lot from another team to say that.
Now, my Super Bowl pick this year is a little bit shakier than it was in previous years, but again, it's early and there's injuries up and down. My pick was Washington versus the Chiefs and Washington versus the Broncos. This year, I did 2 different ones because I'm so convinced, or I was in the preseason, I still kind of am, that if the Broncos failed, then the Chiefs would run away. But the Chiefs are obviously digging themselves out of a hole. But
NFC might be easier than us.
Yeah, but the Chiefs or the Broncos, my guess was the division winner here, and obviously the Chargers have something to say about it. But that whoever it was going to meet the Commanders in the Super Bowl. We'll see. There's a lot of time left, and there's a lot of repairing that needs to go on before we can judge these teams. There's so much injury. All right, hey, let me go over to Ron to close it out, then over to Travis, and then I'm going to hit these super chats. Then we might get out of here. Go ahead, Ron Navy, you're live.
Yeah, I think, like we're talking about the NFC, but like with the AFC, I think the Colts are legit. I think JT took us all by surprise because I hardly drafted him. I wasn't the way he's been, and he's knocking it out of the park this year. He's running like he did in his MVP, the year that he
looks great.
And Danny Dimes is lighting it up, and they got a good defense. I think they're legit. I think they can make that's a team that we didn't think would go to the playoffs. They could very well make a big push.
It's probably the owner on the field all the time. That owner, man. That owner cracks me up. I don't know. He's doing something right. Yeah, I mean, Colts are pretty good. Dr. Jones looking good. I mean, he's doing it live. I made fun of him at the beginning of the year, but he's looking solid. Looks very, very much like what's up, E-Goats? I hope you got the answer to your question. I think this is man, this is a weird year. Such a weird year full of injuries. Drop my super chat. I did. You must have not stayed, Goats. But I can pull it up again real quickly. Hold on a second. Let me pull your super chat. You dropped it too early, so it didn't register because I don't know when you dropped it. But you said Travis, choose one. Travis Hunter was the pick, and then which two tight ends would you keep rest of season? It was Fannin and Mason Taylor for me, but very much could argue either side. All right, Ron, final thought.
No, I'm ready for it. I kind of like these overseas games because it's a nice lead-in to the morning to the morning games. I like waiting and having the football game on to watch while we're waiting.
No,
and they're not that bad this year. They're not that bad a game.
Ron, you said this. You said this from your cozy little Florida location. What about a West Coast person that's fast asleep at 6:30 in the morning? It's garbage. Garbage. The worst things ever. Well, I'm live right now.
What about, this is the thing, Smitty, right? I mean, I was in the Navy, so we're overseas, and we have to watch these games at weird times on satellite, and so, yeah, I mean, you suck it up and you live with it. If you want to watch football, that's what you do.
Go cook a steak. Go cook a steak and turn. Hey, Ron, the game's almost on. You might as well turn on the TV, pop a steak on the. All right. Hold on, Scotty. Is that Scotty in the background?
This is funny.
All right. All right. Got to go, Ron. Later, bro. See you in a few minutes. See you in a few minutes when the game starts. All right. Go ahead, Scotty. You're in the background like an old lady. Go ahead.
I just want to say, doing the good convincing, man. I'm gonna keep Henderson in the lineup, man. I hear what he's saying. I don't.
He didn't even.
Here's to try to target him, bro. So I just want to say thank you to Ron, man.
Well, why don't you thank Ron after the game's over? Yeah. He's out here thanking Ron for taking. Yeah.
Team carries off the practice well.
Hey, his breakout game's coming, bro. Handy all the way, dude. I gotta have faith in him, you know.
I mean, at some point we hope so, don't we?
This is a matchup, and no more gifts, so you freaking better do something.
We'll see, bro. All right. Anything else?
No, man. I appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Later. Travis, final thoughts.
Would you play Hunter over Charbonnet?
Is this mic okay, guys? I have another mic set up here. I'm hoping that the audio seems pretty good. Travis, it might be a little quiet to you, but Chad, is this audio about the same, or is this audio a lot louder, or is it a lot less? Like, tell me what the audio is. What was the question? What was the question? Travis, what'd you say?
Hunter or Charbonnet?
Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaving. Yeah. And last thing I'm just gonna say is like the Colts, they're playing really like good balanced football. So and with what the AFC is like this year, that works out. The one team that has a chance to take advantage if they want to is the Bills, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
They're 4-1 right now, even with losing to the Patriots, and Allen's got to win something.
Someone says
Or being hurt.
Yeah.
Or being hurt.
Audio is fried. Sounds good. Some of you don't know what you're saying, I think. How do you like the new how do you like the new revamp of the corner of the studio here? I think the underdog signed. So the doors redone. The wall is let me show the wall. Wall is completely. I took everything off, painted it. You can't really see some of the finer details. Like there's molding and stuff right here. This is molding. The marker boards. I got molding, got lighting around it. Ripped off the fireplace, painted everything.
Like that.
So it's basically just a nice little paint job, but there's a little more
looks good
that you can't see.
The whiteboard.
Yeah. You guys like that? Look good? Audio is low right now. Yeah, it was for a second because the mic wasn't switched over. It's this angle right here. It's during drills.
Next week, if we have time next week, we should do a look over the bowl predictions and see how they're going. 6 weeks in.
Someone says, looks like I'm about to throw a pick. I don't think so, bro. That's a pump fake right there. That's not coming out. That's not coming out, bro. That's not coming out. I'm throwing this right at the TV. It's not coming out, bro. Oh, God. All right, so it slipped out. It slipped out. It's not coming out, bro. That ain't coming out. That's not coming out. I'm gonna pull my shoulder out. All right. Anything else?
Next week, you think we can do the? We have time.
Yeah, we can look at that. We can look at that. All right.
Thanks, Smitty. Talk to you later.
Later. And that slipped out. Tuck rule, I agree. Debo or Worthy in the flex. I go Debo if you've got the Ertz backup plan, yeah. Selling high on Hall Wilson. Does Smitty agree? Yeah, to a degree. Karma. There's a good throw, Ron. There's a tuck rule. They reviewed it. It was a tuck. It was not a fumble. Start 2, Garrett Wilson, Olave, Golden. Also Fields or Love. I go Love. Don't trust the London game. And I'm going to go Garrett Wilson and probably Golden. But trust your gut on the Olave Golden. But that's where it's going to be between those two. Pittman or BTJ. I go BTJ with Seattle being completely banged up, bro. Easy call. And then Marcus. And don't forget, guys, Underdog promo code Smitty. Underdog promo code Smitty. Play 5, get 100. That link is pinned in the live chat. Actually, it's not pinned anymore. We've been live for so long. Let me repin it and drop it. So here's the link. Hit that link. I'll pin it in the live chat. Play week. I'll have some hires tomorrow in the morning, like my favorite hires that you can tail. But play $5, get 100. Draft a team for week number 6 right now. You can jump on Underdog and do a draft right now. 4-1 full PPR. Any trade ideas? May, Love, HM, Bucky, Jacobs, Woody, Gordon, JSM, Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Shaheed, Fannin, Kittle. I'm very tempted to trade Kittle on the high, but like you might wait a week if you can't get someone to pay, like overpay. So Jacobs and Kittle for like 1 upgrade, maybe. I like May. Maybe after this game you sell Love to a QB needy team. So maybe like a Kittle Love situation to a team that needs a quarterback and ironically needs a tight end, or you could just upgrade their tight end slightly, whatever, and give them Love and potentially move something. I think Kittle and Pickens for an upgrade is not a bad idea. I think, like just mentioned a second ago, I love Garrett Wilson, but am I a little concerned about the Jets long-term on the year? A little bit. So I'll be tempted to say, what can Kittle upgrade Garrett Wilson into? Can you get a JJ and something? So all those things would be on my mind. Jacobs and Kittle for like 1 monster running back. How high can you go? Can you go as high as JT? Tough to say. See you all in the morning. Appreciate all my super chatters out there. You guys absolutely rock. Bijan to the mother freaking moon tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. I'll be live in the morning. 2 hours, roughly 2 hours before kickoff. Thank you to my mods, Travis, Space Ricky, Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, DeBalt, Vampy, all the boys. If I missed anybody, please let me know, Travis, if I missed anybody. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the super chats. Penix or Mac? I'm going to go Penix, BTJ or London. Come on. Why would you sit London, Ricky? You've asked this a couple times now. Like, why are you trying to break up with London? Like, I don't understand why you're running from London. Mayor, Otten, Fannin. I'm going to surprise you and say Otten is your safest play. Fannin's higher risk, higher reward. But I think Otten's a real good play with all the injuries in Tampa Bay in the wide receiver room. See you all 2 hours before kickoff. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever big news breaks. And I'm also live at midnight almost every single night. See you all 2 hours before kickoff tomorrow of the normal morning slate of games. Deuce. And thank you to my super chatters. Thank you to my $20 super chat hauler monsters. We had Flea Nice, Chris Bowman, Zach, Flick, Michael, H, Big Homie. Flea Nice, did you get taken care of? Did you have any follow-ups on the question that I asked you about the defense? Flea Nice, I'll read for a second before I leave just to make sure you're covered. But Flea Nice, appreciate you, bro. Flea Nice to the moon. Flea Nice is my boy, Blue. Want to make sure my boy Flea's taken care of. Flea, I'll wait a second for you. I need some new bobblehead guys anyway. When I knock down some of these guys, you kind of realize I got Christian McCaffrey up here. I've got Lamar Jackson. I need to bring in some new New faces up on the board here. Even Larry says, Smitty, this is my first show. I will be back for sure. Did you subscribe, even Larry? Hopefully you subscribed, my boy. We're glad to have you. See you all tomorrow morning live, 2 hours before morning kickoff. I don't think Flea Nice is still here. Even Larry just did. Good. Thank you, Even Larry. See you all tomorrow. Flea Nice, appreciate you. Deuce. But the continuum of...
Got him.
But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Call the associates.
Hello? Mr. Ibuka. I'm sorry, sir. I meant to pick up on the half ring. I didn't mean to let it fully ring. Yes, sir. You're going to have how many touchdowns tomorrow? 2? Okay, I'll let him know. Thank you, Ibuka. Appreciate you. Good luck, sir. Buka, 2 tutties. You heard it. You heard it.